Hello everybody, they call me Muse and welcome back to Hitman Freelancer. This is a non-canon, Brucey bonus kind of episode, as you can tell from my snazzy non-canon hat. But I just wanted to drop an episode out now that the May patch has finally dropped. And there's also a new Freelancer Variations patch that's dropped. So I wanted to cover some of the details of those and just play a bit as well. Maybe just throw in some general everyday channel updates whilst we're here. Basically, the short version is that it's going to be a little while before any proper post-May content shows up on the channel because I've recorded a bunch of stuff in advance. So I'm thinking it'll be about mid-July by the time I get through the stuff that I recorded before this patch. So around mid-July we should see some updates, including this patch and including the new Freelancer Variations mod update. The Freelance Variations update hasn't added much, but it's added a new layout to Dubai with the Ascensionist elusive target, and it's added a sunset version of Marrakesh, which is nice, and it might have actually fixed the bugs with landslide on Sapienza, so we might be able to use that. As for the May update for Freelancer itself, we got prestige levels now. We can donate all of our collected weapons, Freelancer gear, and Mercers. By selecting yes, we will lose everything. And there it goes. There goes all our cash. We've achieved prestige level 1. For some reason, it's still showing up that we've got coin and lockpick in there. Apparently a bunch of people have had that issue. And that's going to have to be resolved at some point. Oh, we can still open our supply crates. We can still get something back if we want. We could get a block of Semtex back. So that's a start. We've got a bit of gear. And yeah, we'll run through some of the changes while we play a bit and see how things go, basically. One thing that has changed is that the prestige objectives now are categorized. So you'll never get more than one timed objective. You'll never get more than one collateral kill objective. So that's kind of cool. Something else that's changed with the timed ones as well is that they now all end in the manner that Time Trial did when the final target is eliminated. Shotgun kills, only use one disguise and eliminate guards with a shotgun. So, we'd have to get ourselves a guard outfit probably, then get ourselves a shotgun, then start killing. So we probably can't do any of those prestige objectives, really. We'll take time to get disguises anyway, because why the heck not? And we don't really need to bring along our one item that we have. Do we have a gun, though? We haven't even got one unsilenced gun. We got nothing. That's kind of cool. But because we've prestige now, we will gain... We gain XP at an accelerated rate. We might gain Mercers at an accelerated rate as well. And the game has crashed. Fantastic. Right, so the game crashed immediately on loading into the level. That may well be... Oh, we can now grab our lockpick and our coin. That's a bit of a bug. But we'll take advantage of it, because why not? So yeah. That might be because Freelancer is broke. Variations is broken. Until a new patch comes out. So I'll give it one more go. And then if it fails again, then we'll have to play without variations for a little bit. Okay, it's worked this time. Hard to tell if that's because we're now on the default version of Jonky, or because it was just an issue we had with the variations mod. I mean, the variations mod worked for me beforehand. It worked for me just fine when I was trying it yesterday. So, let's see. How are we going to go about things here? Now, we've got two lads. Is there any way we can deal with these lads? I want to target that one behind if we can. And then, hi you! Right, okay. That's the lads out the way. What did they drop for me? A gun. So we got a gun. And we got a disguise. All is well. So, let's work our way up, shall we? And try and find our target. Cameras are over there. Bit tricky to get to, maybe. So, let's see. We've got a bus holly at least. So we could shoot the cameras out and then see what's going on upstairs.
This is our time. Find the perp. Yeah.
Yep, find the perp. Everyone look for the perp. We're just gonna see if we can't get through here before anything else happens. Help if we enter the right code.
Command, I have nothing to report from my current location. Over.
Lovely. So now where's our target? They are... that dude. Okay. This should be doable. Especially with our collector's coin available. So that's you out of the way. Now let's see. Target is just chilling by a window. Oh, we could have pushed him actually. I didn't think that window was open enough for us to push him. But hey ho.
Well done, 47.
We could have done
Get
this.
back to the safe house. I'll be in touch.
Whee! So yeah, target down. Mission accomplished. No mercies though, so there's no point trying to find a supplier or anything like that. And although we shot the camera recorder, we've now got a few options regarding cameras. Because you can now throw melee items at them and disable them that way. Hopefully we'll get to demonstrate that in the next level. And even if you've got Perfect Shooter as an objective though, you don't need to do that. Because Perfect Shooter will now allow you to shoot cameras and recorders without breaking the objective. That was a most welcome change in the new patch. Not all of the changes have been welcomed by everybody though. One of the changes that's been made is that you can't Alt F4 anymore without it counting as a failed mission. Or at least in theory you can. In practice you kind of can, because you can still go into the task manager and do it that way. And nobody seems to... the game doesn't seem to mind that. It's literally only looking for presses of the Alt and F4 keys for it to fail a mission. Which is kind of curious, the way they've done that. But there we go. Ah, I should have found a shotgun first and got shotgun kill. Because they have added a prestige objective for a perfect run. Which is pretty cool. But as it is, we could get out of here with 2 of our objectives complete. We could potentially find a shotgun if we went down into the facility. But maybe that's how we end up dead. Yeah, they announced that Alt F4 was being removed. And everyone on Reddit decided to have a cry about it. And it's like... I'm not completely unsympathetic towards them because I've used that sort of thing before. I save scum all the time in XCOM games, for example. But the fact they've done it so half-heartedly as well, it's like they've only really done it for one particular method. It's kind of weird. But I suppose they didn't want to make it unfair for people whose game just crashed mid-level. Because if you crash mid-level and you lose your entire campaign because of it, that would be sad times, really. So yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. And now I guess we'll just head on out. Lovely, so we've got ourselves a Bartoli to go along with our coin and our lockpick that we shouldn't really have right now. But that's fine, we've got them. Now we're on to the old main mission. The showdown. Is it going to crash again when we load into it? Maybe. We've got multiple versions of Sans Fortuna.
We have now
So I'm curious to see if it does crash again, because odds are good that we won't get the regular everyday Santa Fortuna.
I've provided you with new intel.
Now, time to pacify suspects is awful. Apparently a ranged meeting has been kind of fixed, but I've also seen reports on Reddit that it's not actually fixed after all. So that's something I'm going to have to test at some point. Some of the Silent Assassin prestige objectives have now been buffed as well, so they're worth more in general, which is cool. Worth like 5,000 or 6,000 mercers each. Take no damage, eliminate guards with assault rifle. So yeah, some of these objectives, we're back to where we were when we first started Freelancer, where you can't really do much because you haven't got any of the gear you need yet. But that's fine, I'll build a bit up before I start my next proper series.
I'll be...
Right, we've made it in without it crashing, so that's nice. Please don't turn around, chap in that window. I'm just choking out this dude for reasons of my own. We've got a bit more cash on us. Now, we could probably go and find our supplier. They are down in the plane crash area. That doesn't mean much in terms of telling me whether or not we're on a variation of the map or not. So we'll just pop down and see if we can find them. One thing I won't be able to do now is just farm New York for easy cash, because they've nerfed the hell out of that. They've changed it so that firstly there's no chloroform outside the security guard office anymore, it's now inside the office. And you can't now turn off the lasers in the vault, it seems.
That's nice.
So it's just going to automatically be on all the time. Oh, we could get a silenced pistol. That would be nice. I mean, we could also get lockpick and crowbar, which would be very nice. And there might be assassins that we could get a silenced pistol from. So, choices. Choices. But yeah, getting a silenced pistol is just too valuable, surely. We'll have to take it.
If you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Would you have taken it, or would you have taken the lockpick? And then risked going for an assassin and choking them out for their silence gun? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, so they've nerfed New York. The lasers now can't be deactivated on the vault. There's less money in the vault. They've removed the legendary weapons from in the deposit boxes, but they have put mercers in the deposit boxes. So it might be worth robbing those boxes. Possibly. It's hard to be sure until I've tried it, I suppose. But yeah, they've definitely made some other changes which make it less important, which is good for me, because I don't want to just do the same thing over and over again on New York every time. So that's kind of cool. Oh, let's throw a shovel at this cannon, shall we? Wasn't that fun? It worked. It's still an illegal activity, so if the camera sees you throwing stuff at it, it's the same as if the camera sees you shooting it. But yeah, we've now got a new way of turning off cameras. We like that. So we're looking for a smoker foodie with no hair, hat, tattoo and necklace. And they are definitely going to be in the manor, aren't they? Pretty much. Maybe not definitely. But either way, we're going to do... I mean, Santa Fortuna is another map that's kind of like New York, in that there's one sensible thing to do at the start. Although in this case, it's head down to the building site and grab yourself a mansion guard outfit. So we'll head down there, and we will grab one of those. Whilst we're making our way down, just a general channel update on stuff that's not Freelancer related, because I know a small handful of you care about the other stuff as well. We've got a couple of new series coming up soon, about the end of May or thereabouts, and then mid-June. So mid-June, Dishonored DLC comes to an end, and we're moving on to Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which will be the sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution that I played on the channel back in the day. Well, I played it back on the old channel, Do Nothing Gaming, but I have uploaded it onto the new channel. The way I played it was hard mode, no hacking, and didn't always go terribly well, but that's why it's going to be broadly similar but a little different now in Mankind Divided. It's still hard mode, still no hacking, but this Jensen is going to take a lot less guff from anyone that gets in his way. It's been kind of fun playing through the first few hours of it. I'd say it's less fun, to be honest, than the original, but I'm going to try and analyse why that's the case as we work our way through. So it should be a fun series anyway, if you like seeing me failing in interesting ways. And the other series we've got on the go now, let's see. Wait a minute, where's Hippo Man? There he is. For a minute I thought they'd nerfed it and moved Hippo Man. But no, he's still here. Get chokes, my friend. We might need your pants. But yeah, the other new series coming up, Portal Stories Mal, ends around the end of May. And the next series that will be on the Saturday slot is The Last Hero of Nostalgaia, which is an amazing game. It's basically a Souls-like. I mean, one of the achieves is it's a Souls-like. So that's a good sign. One of the other achieves is achieve that you get for getting achieve. It's just called achievement, which gives you a kind of idea of the sense of humour that it's got. And yeah, I've been having an absolute blast playing that, so I'm looking forward to that starting on the channel so you can all see what it's about. It's basically, it's an amusing game. It's not a comedy game per se, but it's a highly amusing one. Riffing on ideas from other games and referencing other games and ideas about memory and nostalgia and innovation. And yeah, it's been jolly good fun all round. Oh dear, that man's falling down. We've got ourselves a machine gun. Ho ho ho. So let's stroll into this mansion and see what's going on. There's Rico. So yeah, look out for The Last Hero of Nostalgaia because it's amazing and I love it. And I'm hoping that you guys will love it too. Additionally, Elden Ring is now going up to 3 videos a week because I mentioned how I'm recording in advance a lot of the stuff that I do. It turns out I've recorded quite a bit in advance with the Elden Ring Mega Play. The entire series pretty much finished recording by like last June or July. So I'm just sitting on hundreds of episodes worth of videos. So I'm going up to 3 videos a week just to get a bit more of that out. So maybe I've got an excuse to play some more Elden Ring in the form of a randomizer or something along those lines. Because I really want to do that, but I also want to record it. But I don't want 2 Elden Ring series on the go at once, because if you're not into it, then you wouldn't want to see it. Now, hello there you. Looking very hairless today, with your necklace and your lack of earrings, and your hat. Prime suspect, I feel. But is she going to have a smoko somewhere? Is she going to sample any of that delicious food that our friend over there is offering? Or maybe that Chef is offering? Yeah, I've probably got a busy couple of weeks coming up at work and whatnot, because I do work full time as well as releasing like 5-6 videos a week on YouTube. So, because of that, you're not a target because you're reading a book. Because of that, I wanted to get ahead on my recording so that you all can constantly have stuff to watch. It does mean that I might not respond to comments quickly. It's like you might leave a comment saying, oh, you should do X. And it's like, I might reply and say, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to do X. But then it could be like 2-3 weeks before I actually get round to releasing any videos on the channel where I am doing X, if you catch my drift. So yeah, that's the summary basically. Everything's recorded well in advance at the moment, but that's just to keep you guys occupied, and there will be new series coming out. So now let's wrap up this little showdown, shall we?
Por Dios, why is that happening?
Why? Why indeed? Get stabbed. Get in the box. Lovely. Now let's see what's going on around and about. So there's our target again. Oh, maybe her assassin's going to come over and we could have got another silenced pistol after all. Suppose we should pick up that gun that's hanging around though. So, assassin, do you want to come over? Looks like he might have heard that, although maybe he's just staring into space. Yeah, he's just staring. Ah, don't tell me we've dropped our coin in a spot where we can't pick it up. There we go. Showed up for a second there. There we are. But no, he's wandered off. Never mind. That guy's bold with a hat. So he is definitely a potential suspect. And he's got a necklace. I mean, we could try and gamble on him. And then hide in the bushes. Although all of those lads would be watching us. So mayhap that's not a good idea. Doesn't seem to be doing much else though. He's just generally stood about. Although that scraping of the foot there, was that him stubbing out a cigarette? Or was that just him? He's just jiggling there like he needs a pish or something like that. What a spoon. Ah, there's a meeting happening. Although there's only one set of suspects anyway on this map, isn't there? So, what about suspect number 3? Let's just have a quick peek. See, he kind of fits the bill as well. I think he's got a hat, no hair. Maybe a necklace.
Someone still needs to pick the leaves and trample the pork and all those kind of things.
What are you doing? So, it might come down to tattoos. I don't think that guy has a tattoo. What are you doing? Being a foodie? That's a good sign. Ah, he's having a smoko. And he's having it next to that barrel as well. That would kind of help if not for the fact that some of the guys also doing that. And we'd get seen the minute we shoot the barrel. But yeah, that's our man. No doubt. So we've got submachine gun kill as one of our objectives. That other guy's just had a smoke as well though. But I'm pretty sure this is the one. Now, maybe if we just sneak on in here.
Excellent work, 47. The leader has been eliminated.
There we go. Subtlety.
You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
Now, if we could find a lookout as well, that would be grand, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the people around here who are dots are all enforcers, because it's a pretty enforcer-heavy map. Or section of map at the very least. Now, do any of the guards around here carry assault rifles, or are they all submachine gun users? That's the other question. Those two lads are pretty tough looking. Let's see if we can find a soda can or something else disposable. Something that we're not going to take back to base. And let's try throwing that at a camera and see what effect it has on the guards. A brick would do the trick as well. Would an apricot do the job? Let's find out. Right, apricots will not let you lock on. Let's just check it's not the camera itself that's broken. Yeah, we can lock onto it with a screwdriver, but not with an apricot. So we've learned valuable information. Which is a lovely news. Now, we can pick up a coin. We could use a coin on there, but I'm worried it would use our actual coin. Which we don't want. I'm going to steal this coconut. You are not going to stop me. Is a coconut big enough? Yeah, it is. Cool, so we can break cameras with coconuts. But then that attracts the attention of chaps. But are they going to go to the camera, or are they going to come to me? Or are they just not going to do anything much? Okay, they're not that bothered. All told.
Okay.
That's good news.
Makes no sense.
No. Let's use a bit of
I've lost the Cabron!
sneaky stealth.
Can you see him? Hey, he's not here!
There he is. Cave's keycard. Bartoli. Another Bartoli. No one's watching us change our pants. Let's go on a little journey, shall we? See if we can't find ourselves an assault rifle in here. No, that's a shotgun. Ah well, looks like we're not assault rifling anyone today. Still got a chance to find a lookout though. And we can throw a brick of coke at that camera. Poof! Lovely stuff. Now there are definitely lookouts in the mansion. Are we allowed in the mansion in general? Lookout nearby? It'll be that lad. That guy's definitely a lookout. Because he's not supposed to be around here. Sweet. Lookout down, we can go about our nefarious business, which is running away, basically.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, Governor. I live in Colombia. So yeah, I should have been aware that raiders can roam around on this up a bit. Kind of makes sense. It's a strong outfit, all told, once you're out of the submarine cave and you haven't got enforcers in every direction. But yeah, aside from stuff we can't do because we haven't got an assault rifle, that's gone well.
You will be well rewarded. Prepare and let me know.
I'll be well rewarded with a folding knife. Thanks, Diana. But I suppose I also get a remote taser. Ooh, the excitement is palpable. So yeah, in summary, new patch looks fun. Prestige is exciting. And new series coming soon. So thanks very much for watching, friends. And hopefully I'll see you soon.